Good morning, friends. It's Friday Eve, my second favorite day of the week. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One step closer to Friday. And I'm very excited about today. We're going to be working on a new tote bag. I'm very, very excited. This is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote by none other than our fabulous Lea Pin Llamas. Miss Lea designed this bag. She released her pattern yesterday. So we're going to make a brand new one today. And I chose a really pretty plum color this morning. So pretty. Anyhow, she will share where you can find the information for this pattern that we're doing today. But this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure bag, the Choose Your Own Adventure tote. And we're using these pretty purple colors, these two. We're going to make a brand new one. Isn't that green pretty though? Woo-wee. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Are you ready? Are we ready to do this? I'm ready. I'm ready. Joyful Rosetta, good morning. Miss Maggie is in the house. Good morning, Maggie. My wonderful sister, Jody, good morning. Angie, Kelly, good morning. Deborah, thank you so much for the heart, me friend. I appreciate that. And of course, our friend Leah is here. Holly and Sarah, good morning. Welcome in. MJ, good morning. Good morning, everybody. As I said, this is my second favorite day of the week, Friday Eve. Tomorrow being Friday, of course, my favorite day of the week. So, this is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. We're going to start one of these from the very beginning. And the reason this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote is because you get to choose what stitch you want to do for the middle of your bag. So for the bag we're going to do today, we're going to do the mesh like I have this one here in my lap. She also has designed it where you can switch out the mesh. If you would like a granny stitch, you can do that, or you can do a V stitch. And Leah is actively working on more adventures for the centers of our bag. So later on, as she gets more available, she'll be releasing more chapters where you can be able to change even more stitches. So the center is what you're changing, the bottom is what remains static, and the top of remains static. And of course, you can choose whatever colorways you want. So anyhow, I'm very excited to get this started. We're going to use a 4-weight cotton yarn. Cotton is preferred for this project. I will tell you, I prefer to use cotton for all of my tote bags just because it doesn't have as much stretch. So we're going to use this fabulous plum color. And I'm going to stop my yakking and we're going to get to doing a lot of stitch talk today. So, buenos dias. Good morning over on YT. Happy Thursday. Preacher later, lady, thank you so much for the heart me. And Jules, good morning. Thank you for the heart me and the go popular. Brigida, good morning. Welcome in. Kay, good morning. Taryn, good morning. How are you? Thank you for the roses, Miss Taryn. I appreciate that. So, without further ado, we're going to get this party started. So, again, we're using an H8, a 5mm hook. And I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. Okay. So, very first thing, we're going to start with a slip knot. Now, as we are looking at the construction of this bag, where we are going to start is down here at the very bottom. So let me turn this a little sideways and see if we can see how this is constructed. So, as we are making this pattern, what we are going to do, we're going to start right here and we're going to do some chaining. And we're going to work this section up for the base of our bag. So we're going to start here at the bottom and we're going to work back and forth in rows as we go along. So for the very first part right here, we're going to chain 15. It's kind of hard to see, but that's basically where we're starting. And then we're going to start stacking these stitches up on top of each other. Okay, so here we go. This green might get in the way of my stitches. Let me move that to the back a little bit. I might have to zoom in a little bit here on Tiki Talkie so we can see these stitches a little better. So slip knot, and now we're going to chain 15. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so that is the very beginning. We're going to chain 15. Now, as you are getting ready to turn, we're going to work a single crochet, and I'm going to work in the back bump of all of these stitches that we just made. Okay. So some people like to do a turning chain here. And so you would chain one and then work into that very first stitch. That is totally fine. That is how the pattern is written. Now, I will tell you all, I work mine a little different. So I'm actually going to take out that turning chain. Whenever I work with single crochets, I actually will omit that turning chain and I just immediately work right here into the first stitch. It just makes it a little less bulky around the edge. So either way is totally fine as you're doing it. But the goal here, we made 15 chains. We need 15 single crochets. And again, I'm working in the back bump as we work along. We're going to be doing a lot of stitch talk here this morning. We're working on a brand new tote bag that the pattern was released yesterday. It's called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag, and it is written by none other than our fabulous Miss Lea Pin Llamas that you see there in the chat. This is her pattern that we're making today. So working in the back bump. I'm missing a lot of comments right now. Y'all have to look at these stitches. Once I get going more, we can. I'll see more of the comments as we go. We're going to be doing a lot of stitch talk today as we talk through how to make this bag. Now, clearly, I'm not going to get through the entire bag today, so this is going to roll over into next week as well. So wherever I leave off here today, after a couple hours of live, will resume on Tuesday. Yeah, you're going to have to wait the weekend, or you're going to have to go get the pattern, and it's all written out for you. So you don't have to wait around for me, but if you want the video, we're going to have to break it up into a few sessions. So almost done here. We have one more to go. Una más. Reset, good morning. In this color fun, this is in the colorway plum. So we're going to do, I'm basically the base of the bag, I'm going to do like this, where we have the solid color. And then for the middle of the bag, I'm going to do this. And of course, for the bottom and the handles, we're doing the plum. Okay. So anyhow, it's really, really pretty. Min, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Nuam, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Karen is here. Good morning, Miss Karen. How are you? Guys, we're going to do, a lot of stitch talk today. So the mods are going to help pin about the yarn and my hook and all that kind of good stuff so we can really focus on these stitches. But we're just getting started. We're making a brand new tote bag today. This is called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote. I'm using 100% cotton, very important. It's a 4-weight cotton, and I'm using an H8 hook. So to get this party started, I chained 15. Now I worked a single crochet into that back bump all the way across. I think if you wanted to do a one of those starting chains, you could do that as well, however you like to do that. Okay, so now we're ready to turn and we're going to go back the other direction. Now, some people like to chain one when they turn and then work back into that very first stitch. You most certainly could do that. However, what I like to do, I like to omit that turning chain and keep my side of my bag really nice and straight through here. So for me, I do not chain. All I do is I finish that stitch and then I turn my work, and now I go right back into that first stitch and I do a single crochet. So it helps keep this kind of straight across the edge. Okay. Now we're going to work a single crochet into every stitch back the other direction. And as we're doing the base of this bag, there are some very specific counts that we need to do. And I'm going to show you kind of the tricks. I have this bag memorized. Okay. I've made 2 of these. And it is easy enough that after 2, I have all the stitches kind of committed to my memory. So I'm going to show you the Wheeler tricks of counting as I do this, which is what helps me to kind of remember what we're doing as we work along. Obviously, as we get going on more of these back and forth rows, it's going to become a little more apparent what we're doing here. But if you're just hopping on, we are starting with the very base of the bag. And let me get one in this very last stitch. The count is very important. So of course you want to make sure that you're doing the 15 stitches. Okay. Gosh, isn't that purple beautiful? I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's go back to our example here right quick and let's talk through this. So we're making the very bottom right here and we're making a rectangle panel that serves as the base of the bag. Now, if I kind of spread this out a little bit, can you see how we have some gaps there in the bottom? That is by design. So after we finish our first two solid rows, which we have just completed, now what we're going to do is we're going to start alternating between a row where we do a single crochet, then a chain one, a single crochet, then a chain one. Now, the thing that keeps all this together is at the very edge, before we start with that chaining structure, we're going to put 3 single crochets, and we're going to do that on both sides. Okay, so as I'm doing this, once again, turn my work into the very first stitch. We need a single crochet, and we're going to do 3 of those. So there's number 2 and number 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start making those little vents. Now, Leah did this on purpose because she wants to make it so that if you get a little dirt or dust or stuff in the bottom of your bag, it'll fall out through those holes, okay? So for the rest of the stitches here, until we get to the last 3, we're going to do this routine of we chain 1. This chain counts as this stitch right here. So we're going to chain 1, skip this one, into the next single crochet. Okay, so what that does is it kind of leaves a little space there in our bag by design for a little dust and dirt to fall out. We know we all get a little dirt sometimes in our bag. So chain 1, skip 1 into the next single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next single crochet, and we're going to repeat that until we get to the very last 3 stitches. Okay, so here we go again. Chain 1, get some yarn out here, skip 1. Now you'll see we have 1, 2, 3. So the very last 3 stitches here, we need 1 single crochet in each of those stitches. So that makes it so the bottom of the bag is very stable around the edges, but we still have those fabulous little vents as we're working along. Okay, so this is what we're looking like right now. Now we're going to turn our work and we're going to be alternating. So we're going to have one row where we do the skip stitches, and then we're going to have the following row where we do single crochets. So again, I'm going to be kind of counting as we do this. The first 3 stitches, we need a single crochet, 1 in each. There's 2 and 3. Okay, so that was the edge. Now here we are. This is where we had the chain space. Into that chain space, I'm not going to try to work into that stitch itself. I'm going to work right around that chain. So all I do is put my hook through that space and then do my single crochet. Now we're back to the single crochet. We want another single crochet in the top of that stitch. And now we're going to go into that space under that chain, single crochet, and into the next single crochet, back to the space with our single. Here's another stitch in the top of that one, single, into the space, round that chain, and here we go, another one in the top of the stitch. And now here we are, it's the very last space. And then we have our last 3 stitches, again, single crochet in each one. Okay, so as we work the rest of the way up, all we're doing is we're repeating those 2 rows. We're going to keep working that. Now, the count for this is 43 rows, okay? As I am making this pattern, instead of having to stop and count and put stitch markers and all that, what I have figured out is when you look at the base of the bag, Miss Leah, with all her clever, as we're looking at this, we have our skipped row here. See how it kind of is spaced out? There are 20 total of these rows where we had our skip stitches. So it makes it very easy to count as we're doing this. I'm going to count until I get 10 of these, put in a stitch marker, and then do another 10. Once we get to the very edge right here, the last one, we have to put 2 solid single crochets to match those 2 rows that we did at the beginning. Super easy, right? Super, super easy. I'm using an H8 this morning, a 5mm crochet hook. I'm using 100% cotton this morning. So here we go. We finished our row of singles. Now we need to start doing that skip stitch again. So the first 3 stitches, we need singles, 1 in each. So there are 3 singles. Now we've got to do that skipping. So we're going to chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single, chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single, and so on. And we're going to keep repeating this until we have a total of 20 of these little skippy guys. Skip to the lose. So, very, very fun pattern. And it makes it so that I can just sit here and count. You can see how easy it has been to commit this to my memory. And so it makes it so I can watch a little show and do all the things. So there is our skip stitch. Now we're going to turn, work back the other direction. Now remember, if you started with a turning chain, you need to continue doing your turning chain. I'm not for this. Wheeler, rebelling it up a little. Okay, so here we go. First 3 stitches, single crochet. That will get us over to our chain space where we skipped. We're going to work our single crochet around that chain. Now we have our single crochet, another single in the top. Now, of course, into that space, back into the top of that single. And we're just going to keep working this all the way up. I have a lot of single crochets to do this morning, friends, and it's going to take me a while. So I worked on one of these the other day, and I think it takes me about an hour, hour and 20 minutes to do this bottom base part of the bag. Once you get past the base part, it's kind of goes a little quicker because we're going to do more airy stitches as we get past that. However, when you do single crochets, they kind of are a little bit time consuming. And you can start to see those little vent pouches for me. See how we've got 2 of them now? So 1, 2. I need a total of 20 of those. So turn our work. Now we're going to go back the other direction. We just did a row of all singles. Now we've got to do another vent. So into the first 3 stitches, single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single crochet. And then chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single, all the way across until we get to the last 3 stitches. And when we get to the last 3, of course, those are going to be no skipping. No skipping on those. We're just going to do the last 3 as single crochets. Paloma says, talking about shows, I'm watching Scarpetta that you suggested, and I'm hooked. I know. Paloma, isn't that a great show? A lot of people are, I think, watching that Scarpetta. I was looking at the reviews on that, Paloma, and it only had like 3 stars. I was like, what? Why does it only have 3 stars? I thought it was awesome. I'm a 5-star on that one, and it gives you a big cliffhanger at the end. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, it gives you a big, like, oh my gosh, you're going to leave me hanging like that? Yeah. I was hooked on it, but I didn't understand what happened. I know, Liz, there's more shows to come. There's more seasons that have to come on Scarpetta. It is, it's going to have some like sequels to follow. So that's the dealio on that. 70K, 72, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Leslie, good morning. Thank you for the heart me. Kim, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Friends, if you're just joining on this morning, we are working on the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. Okay, we're doing the very base of our bag right now. This is where we're at. We're doing a lot of stitch talk today, but we've had a lot of new friends pop on. So let me show you what we're making today. This is called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. And we're working right down here at the very base, and we're going to start stacking our stitches up. It's going to take me a while to get through this base. The part that makes this the Choose Your Own Adventure is the way that she has written this is you get to choose what stitch you want for the middle of your bag. I have done it with the mesh stitch that is one of the options. The other options that she has is a V stitch, and she also has a granny stitch. And the fabulous thing is she's making more chapters for us, if you will, of other stitches to come that we're going to be able to change out in the middle. So the base stays the same, the handles stay the same. You choose what goes in between. It's kind of fun. The V stitch looks awesome. All 3 of the bags look really awesome. Today, we are going to do the mesh like we're doing. Now, this is not going to take me, it's going to take me longer than just one live session. Okay. But this pattern is called the Choose Your Own Adventure bag. And it is by none other than our friend Lea Pin Llamas, the fabulous Miss Lea. And she will pin where you can find this. She released this pattern yesterday. I have made 2 of these bags, and now we're making a third one. So right now, for the top and the bottom, what we're doing is we're using this plum color. And then for the meshy part, we're going to use this variegated yarn that I have, which is really pretty. Leah will tell you where these yarns are or what they are. Okay. So as we look at the construction of the bag, we're working on this base part right here. So the way that we started here is we started with a starting chain of 15, and then I worked into the back bump with a single crochet. Then I did a second row of single crochet for all 15 stitches. Now what we're doing is we're adding these little vents in the bottom of our bag. So if I pull on it, see how we're kind of alternating and adding a little stretch to the bottom? This is so when you have your bag and you get a little dirt in the bottom of it, you can let that dirt fall out. So it's by design. And basically we're doing a 2-row repeat. So what I'm doing is I do the first 3 stitches as a single crochet, then I chain 1, skip 1, do another single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next single crochet, chain 1, skip into the next single crochet, one more, chain 1, skip 1, and then the last 3 stitches that we have here, we're going to do a single crochet in each. So what that does, it adds a lot of stability to the very edge where we're going to be adding more stitches, but it still gives you those really cool vents on the inside. And we're going to do a total of 20 of these little vent rows. We're going to do a total of 43 rows. Leah, is that right? 43, I think. I don't even know the count, y'all. I just remember I need to do 20 vents. So now as we head back the other direction, we turn our work into the first 3 stitches. We do a single crochet in each. Okay, that will put us now to where we did that little skip there, where we did our chain. So into the chain space right there, rather than work in the top of the chain, I'm going to go right into that space and we're going to do a single crochet right around that chain. Then we're going to do a single crochet in the next single right in the top. And now we're back to one of these skipped spaces here where we had our chain. So I'm going to work around the chain with that single crochet in the top. I don't know how it would work if you use a chunky yarn. I'm using 100% cotton. JT, thank you so much for the squirrels, my friend. I appreciate that. And good morning. And we've got our Friday Eve sticker in play. How about that? Good old Friday Eve. That is when I was down in Mexico with my sister-in-law on a cruise. It made for a great Friday Eve picture. Little April with a beverage. What can I say? Queen 530, good morning. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Jennifer, good morning. Thank you for the Go Popular. So we're just alternating. We're going in a single crochet in the chain and then one in the top. Now for our last 3, we're going to do single crochet in each of the last 3 stitches. And now we're ready to turn our work. Okay, so this row was solid single crochets. So that's right. For our next row, we're going to go back to that alternating. The variegated yarn is called Village Craft Cotton, and it is from Hirschner's. So here we go. First 3 stitches, we need a single crochet, 1 in each. Now we're going to go to our skipped. We're going to chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the next, single. The purple I'm using is Premier. And the variegated that I'm going to use, this guy is from Hirschner's Paloma. Okay. And skip 1 into the next, single crochet, chain 1, skip, single crochet, chain 1, skip, last 3 stitches, single crochet again. Hey mom, good morning. Welcome in. Guys, this is Leah's pattern that we're making this morning. She released it yesterday. She'll share all the details. This is called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. Choose Your Own Adventure tote. So here we're as how we're looking right now. So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one I just did was 5. Say, here we go. We're going to turn. Because this was a skip stitch, now we're going to go back to a single crochet in each. So first 3 stitches, single crochet right into the top of those single crochets. Now we're back to our chain, right in between, around that chain, single crochet in the top of the single crochet, and right into that chain space. Again, we're just going to keep repeating that all the way across. Ames, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Friends, if you are new to the channel, my name is April. I am a hobby crocheter. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central. We are live this morning both on TikTok and over on YT. So if you missed how I began, you can always go back and rewatch those live replays on YT. My handle is Wheeler 8 Acres. And as you're looking at the channel over there, there's several categories. There's one that says videos, there's one that says shorts, and there's one that says live. So the one you're looking for is live. And if you're at home, you want to watch on the big screen, you can put me on the TV right here this morning. On the TV, we do it horizontal. So it's more of a landscape view rather than the portrait view that we do on TikTok. So kind of the best of both worlds. Anyhow, this pattern that we're making today is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. This is a brand new pattern that was released yesterday by none other than our fabulous Miss Lea Pin Llamas. And it is called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote because she gives you 3 different options in the pattern to choose how you want the center of your bag. So right now we are working on the base of the bag, but if you look here, you can see we're working right down in here and we're going to start working our way up. So every option includes the same base and the same top. So your handles and the base remain the same. The part that changes is this middle section where she has given us the option. We can do the mesh, we could either do the granny stitch, the granny cluster, or we could do a V stitch. So right now the pattern was released with 3 different scenarios and you choose which one you want to do. We're going to do the mesh part. We're going to do the mesh one. Okay. And it's probably going to encompass a few days of lives because I'm not going to be able to get through this all in one go. Okay. But we'll be back next Tuesday. Wherever I leave off today is where we will resume next Tuesday. And we are on YT. So if you need help of how we're getting started or how these stitches are stacking up, you can always go back and rewatch. And Leah will share where you can find that pattern. Okay. The really cool thing is she is actively working on more adventures for us because as crocheters, we like to change things up and we like to have more options. So she's going to continue to change up the stitches in the middle of the bag and give us more chapters that we can choose from. So I'm very excited to see what other stitches she comes up with. There's a lot of options out there. Hey, Mama Bird, good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for the heart me. Queen, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. So right now for the base, we started with a chain of 15. Okay, so I chained 15. I'm using a size H8 hook this morning. I'm using a 4-weight acrylic and or not acrylic, excuse me, scratch that. No acrylic. We want to use cotton for this bag. Okay. So we chained 15 and then into the back bump, I did 15 single crochets, 1 in each. Then I turned and I did a second row of single crochets. Now what we're doing for the base is we are alternating between single crochets and these skipped stitches that we're doing. So basically we're kind of alternating the 2 back and forth. If I kind of pull this apart, you can see it kind of puts some holes in the bottom of our bag. That is by design. So the dirt and dust and stuff that gets in the bottom of your bag, you can kind of shake it out. We like to shake it out, don't we? So I just finished a row of single crochet. So now we're going to do those skip stitches. So I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to start working back the other direction now. For the first 3 stitches, we're going to do a single crochet into each one. So 1, there's 2 and 3. Now we're going to do that skipped stitch. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip 1, and then into the next, we're going to do a single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Oh my goodness, my stomach just growled, you guys. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. We can't have breakfast yet, Mr. Stomach. We have another hour and a half here of the live. Skip 1. Now, for the very last 3 stitches, we're going to put a single crochet into each stitch. Yeah, JT said like a salt shaker. Yeah, it's really cool that she did that, I think. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten sand in the bottom of my bag or something and it just doesn't want to come out, you know? So, now we've done the skip stitch. We're going to turn and go back the other direction now, and we're going to do a single crochet for all of the stitches. So, the first 3 stitches, we're going to put a single crochet in the top of each of the stitches. There's 2. There is number 3. Now, you can see here we're back to where we had the chain. I'm not going to try to work in the top of that chain. I'm just going to go right into that space, and we're going to work around that chain with our single crochet. That helps to keep that little stitch open. We want that to come open, okay? Now, into the next, we're going to go in the top of that single crochet under both front and back loop with a single crochet. Back to our chain, around the chain, single crochet, top of their next stitch with a single, and into the space, single. Very, very easy. Very, very easy repeat. And for the counts, you're going to have a total of 43 rows as you make the base of the bag. The easiest way I have found to remember this, and a very easy counting little cheat, if you will, you know, I'm all about making my life a little easier, is there are a total of 20 of these, what I'm calling the skipped stitches. So as I'm counting this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a total of 20 of these skipped stitches. So we have a long ways to go, but that is the easiest way to count it. Now, friends, don't be afraid to do a little finger blocking on your work. Take your work, give it a tug, pull it into shape. There's nothing wrong with that. That will help to kind of set your stitches. We call that finger blocking. Okay. So now we're ready to turn our work. We're going to go back the other direction. And now we're ready for another row of the skipped stitches. So for the first 3 stitches, we need a single crochet, 1 in each of those 3. Here's number 3. Dodie, thank you so much for the heart me. Apolop, good morning. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, friends. We're working on a new market bag today. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, into the next, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, into the next, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, into the next, single crochet, chain 1, skip, single crochet, chain 1, skip. The last 3 stitches, we're going to do a single crochet in each one. So along the sides, you're always doing 3 single crochets. Very easy to remember. Shireen, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. So that was our skipped stitch. Now we're going to turn and we're going to go back the other direction and we're going to do a single crochet in each one. Hey, Little Red, good morning. Welcome in. Oh, there's our boy Diesel. I'll tell you what, you guys. Mr. Wheeler was getting ready for work this morning and old Wheeler was sound asleep. And before I knew it, I had a Diesel in my bed with me this morning. And he is a big boy. I'll tell you, when he stretches out, I swear that dog is as tall as I am. And he just decided he needed to come in for some tummy rubs this morning. So he was stretched out beside me. And Mr. Wheeler said, "Oh, sorry, I thought I locked the puppy gate." But the last like 3 mornings I've had a Diesel in bed with me. I think Mr. Wheeler thinks it's funny when old Diesel comes for a little visit and snuggles in with mom and wakes me up. I don't think it's an accident. I think Mr. Wheeler is letting the old puppers jump in on the bed with me. But you know what? He's pretty good. He lays there and he gets his tummy scratches, and it's kind of a nice way to wake up. As long as he's not rolling around and snarfing, and as long as he hasn't been out in the pond. Goodness gracious, he's a stinky boy, that guy. Stacy, good morning. Welcome in. Hannah and Sparky, good morning. How are you, friends? Farrer, good morning. Thank you so much for the follows. Guys, if you are new to the channel, my name is April. I am a hobby crocheter. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. This morning we are working on a brand new tote bag. We are working on the base of the bag right now. We started at the very beginning with a chain of 15 right down here, and we worked a single crochet into the back bump of that chain. Then we worked another row of single crochets back the other direction. Now we're alternating. We're doing a row of single crochets, and then we're doing a row of some single crochets and chains. I like to call that a skip stitch. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but that's what I call it. So, Wheeler making up her own terms for things. The reason this bag is called the Choose Your Own Adventure bag is because you get to decide what stitch you want to do for the middle of the tote. So the base of the bag remains the same. The top of the bag remains the same. What you get to choose is right here in the middle. This bag was done with the mesh stitch, which is a lot of chains, kind of like a beach bag. The other option that she has in her pattern right now is the granny stitch and also the V stitch. And you get to choose which one you want to use for your tote. Shoot, for that matter, make all three of them, right? It's beautiful. So the other really cool thing is Miss Lea Pin Llamas is actively working on more adventures for us for the middle of our bag. So she's going to be putting out more chapters so that we can continue to change up with different stitches. And I am so excited to see what she comes up with. So, yes, this pattern is brand new. It was released yesterday. Miss Leah will tell you where you can get the pattern. If you are watching this morning over on YT, the information is down in the description of the video that you're watching, the live this morning. Okay, so you can find all the info right down in there. As I mentioned, this is a 2-row repeat that we're doing right now. We're doing a row of solid single crochets, and then we're doing a row of skip stitches. So let me get across here, and then we'll kind of talk through these 2 rows that we're doing. We're going to be doing a total of 43 stitches, or excuse me, 43 rows for the base of this bag. AO, it does matter in my opinion. Now, you of course can make a bag with acrylic yarn. However, I really like to use cotton yarn for these bags, and the pattern writer called for cotton in this case. Kitty Cat, thank you so much for the heart me becoming the 149th member of the fan club. I appreciate that. Jenny, good morning. ASJE, welcome in from Belgium. How are you, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Alan, I don't know if I can read that, so hopefully Leah can answer your question for you. Okay, so I have done a row of single crochets. It's now time to turn our work. So we're going to turn, and we're going to start working back the other direction. So I'm going to start now with the skipped stitch row. So here we go. The first 3 stitches, we need a single crochet in each one. So there's 1, here is number 2, and number 3. Now we're going to start with what I call the skip. And all we're doing is we're going to chain 1, skip 1, into the next single crochet. Easy peasy. Chain 1, skip 1 into the next single crochet. Chain 1, skip into the next single crochet. Chain 1, skip, you guessed it, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, and that leaves us with our last 3 stitches. On the edges, we're going to put a single crochet in the last 3. So the open part of the base is only in the very center. Okay. So if I kind of stretch this out, you can see there's like some intentional holes in the base of the bag. The reason why, that's going to let all your little dirt and dust fall through the base. Very, very cool versus being solid. It kind of will allow our sand, if we go to the beach, to fall through and whatnot. We're going to do a total of 43 rows. So we're stacking them up as we go and we're just alternating. So we just did this skip stitch right here. Now we're going to go back the other direction and we're going to do a row of single crochet. So I like to turn my work. Now you could chain one here if you wish. I typically do not when I'm working single crochets. So the first 3 stitches, we need a single crochet in each one. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're to our chain stitch. See it right there? We're not going to try to work into that chain itself. We're going to work right into the space underneath that chain with a single crochet. Now in the top of the next stitch, we're going to put a single crochet. Into the chain, single crochet right underneath it, top of the stitch, single. You're going to end up with, again, a total of 15 single crochets as we work across. And it is literally that easy for the base of the bag. And we're just going to keep working this up till we have a total of 43 rows. So I just worked into the chain. Now remember the last 3 stitches, single crochet, 1 in each. Hannah, isn't this purple fabulous? This purple, y'all, is called Royalty, and it is gorgeous. And we're doing rows, kitty cat. We're doing rows. We're working back and forth. We're going to put the center of the bag with this. So these 2 colors are going to go together. That's what we're doing. Let's see. I may have said rose, but forgive me. I get all tongue tied when I'm on the live. Arlene, thank you so much for sharing the live. Kaji, good morning. Welcome in. I see you here from the Philippines. Nice to have you. Kill Craig, yes, we are working on crochet this morning. Working on crochet. So now I'm ready to go back the other direction. We're going to turn our work. Linda, thank you so much for the heart me. I appreciate that. How are you, my friend? Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It's Friday Eve. Friday Eve. Golf Widow, this is the purple that I'm using. Leah will share what it is, but no, it is not Hoblob. Hoblob has great cotton too, though. Have a seat. I'm using an H8 hook, an H8 of 5 millimeter. This is a 4-weight yarn. Okay, into the first stitch, we need a single crochet. Into the second stitch, we need a single crochet, and you guessed it, into the third stitch. That's right, single crochet. Now we're going to start that skip stitch. Okay, so we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip the next single crochet, and into the next, we're going to do, you guessed it, single crochet. Skip 1, or chain 1, skip 1, into the next, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Chain, skip, single, another chain, another skip, and the last 3 stitches, we're not going to do any skipping. We're going to do 3 singles, 1 into each stitch. I'm curious. I know we have a number of friends who are making Miss Leah's bag this morning. How about a raise of hands, show of hands? How many people are working on this tote bag? This is a brand new tote that just came out yesterday. Guys, don't be afraid to do a little finger blocking with your base as you're working it. Just give those stitches a little pull, lock them into shape, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Now we're ready to go back the other direction. We're going to do single crochets for the next row. We're going to work 1 into every stitch. So the first 3 stitches, we're going to put 1 single crochet working under both the front and back loop for those 3 stitches. Okay. Now we're to where we skipped a stitch. Do not try to go into the top of that stitch. It's too hard. Okay. You're going to go right into that space. So into that space under the chain, you guessed it, single crochet. Now back to the top of our next single crochet, another single. Now we're to the chain space, single, and you're just going to repeat that all the way across. We're going to have a total of 15 single crochets for this entire base, and we're just turning it back and forth. Not quite has downloaded the pattern. All right. Let's see. Jody says, making it this weekend. Summer Storm has it downloaded. Awesome. Kitty Cat said, maybe later today. Love it. Love it. Yes, Golf Widow, we are live this morning, both on TikTok and over on YT. And so you can see where I started at the very beginning down here over on YT. We are also going to be continuing this bag next week because I'm not going to have enough time to get through all of the stitches for this bag. So we're going to continue into next week, next Tuesday, wherever I leave off today is where we're going to resume on Tuesday. Okay. So this is what we're making the base. You can see the nice little holes that it has in the bottom to let your dirt out of your bag. So we've had a lot of new people join in. Let me recap here what we're working on. This is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote Bag. This is a pattern by none other than our fabulous Lea Pin Llamas. Miss Lea released this pattern yesterday, and she will share where you can find this. It is a full written pattern, and we're just kind of talking through some of the stitches. The part that makes it the Choose Your Own Adventure. Does everybody know what Choose Your Own Adventure is? You guys remember those books when you were kids where you get to like pick and choose? Like if you jump this way, you're going to jump off a cliff. If you go this way, you're going to hop in a hot air balloon. That kind of thing. That's kind of the premise of this. The reason why is the base of the bag stays the same. The handles of the bag stay the same. The part that you get to choose is what you put in the middle. Okay. So this bag that I'm showing right here is the mesh bag. This is what we're going to be making with this yarn that we're doing. Okay. So it's this is going to be the variegated. The other option that she has is she has a granny stitch that you can put in the middle. She also has a V stitch. If you like the V stitch, you can also do a V stitch in the middle. So that's basically what we're making. As we look at the base of this bag, let me open this up a little bit here. We're making this part right here. This middle panel is what we're working on. You can see it's got the holes there, just like we're doing. Okay. So we're doing a total of 15 chains across, and now we're stacking up the rows until we get 43 rows for the bottom of the bag. The easiest way I have found to count this is you see these skip stitches where you have your spaces? There's a total of 20 of these skipped stitches. So when you get 20, after number 20, you do 2 rows of solid single crochet and then your base is done. That's my little cheat for you today as you're counting. So as we look at the one that I'm doing now, we can kind of spread this out and we can count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But let's put a little stitch marker right here so we know we're halfway now. We're halfway through the base. So we're going to pop in a little stitch marker here. And then I have one more. So I have 9 more of these little skip stitches to keep working. So let's carry on. For today, I'm using a 4-weight cotton yarn. Very important. Cotton works best for these tote bags. If you want to use acrylic, I can't tell you not to. But cotton typically has less stretch than acrylic. So I highly recommend using a cotton yarn. That is what the pattern calls for. Lea will pin what I am using for my cotton yarn this morning. I'm using 2 different yarns. This purple I'm using is called Royalty, and boy, is it pretty. The variegated part that I'm going to do for my bag is a really pretty pink and purple variegate. So we're going to be doing the middle of the bag with that. We just got to get through this base before we can get to the variegated fun yarn. But this purple is really pretty. I am digging it. Okay. This is a 4-weight cotton, and I'm using an H8, a 5 millimeter crochet hook. So again, I don't recommend cotton for any market bag. However, if you want to use cotton, or excuse me, use acrylic, that is entirely up to you. But cotton is definitely preferred for tote bags, in my opinion. Okay. We are doing right now a 2-row repeat. So I'm doing 1 row where we're doing a skip stitch. Then I'm doing another row of single crochets into every stitch. So let me get to the edge of this row here, and then we're going to turn and I will talk through how to do these stitches. Guys, if you are new to the channel, my name is April and I'm a hobby crocheter. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. We are live this morning both on TikTok and on YT. My handle on YT is Wheeler 8 Acre. So if you missed how we started this bag and over the weekend you want to go back and watch it, if you want to make one of these, you most certainly can go find that video. As you're looking at my YT, there are several categories, as you're looking, there is videos, there's shorts, and there's a tab that says live. So what you're looking for is the tab that says live. You can find all of our previous um, TikTok lives that we've had over there on YT. So as I mentioned, this is a 2-row repeat that we're doing. This is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. This is a brand new pattern that came out yesterday by none other than our fabulous friend, Lea Pin Llamas. You can see her right there. She's sharing with you where you can find this pattern. We are starting at the very base of the bag, okay? The reason it's called the Choose Your Own Adventure bag is because you basically get to choose. So this is what it looks like. We have the base that remains static, the top that remains static, and you get to choose what is in the middle here. This is done with the mesh. That is what we're going to do. So wherever I leave off today, we are going to resume on Tuesday. Shamaya, I almost got it. I almost got it. Good morning. Welcome in. Tina, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Shirley, good morning or good afternoon. I guess you're not here in the US. I am based in Alabama, friends. So we're just doing a little crochet before I have to go to work. So this is a 2-row repeat for the base. Okay. This is very, very easy to do. We started with 15 chains for the very beginning right here. We did 15. Then I worked a single crochet into that turning chain into the back bump. Okay. Then I worked another single crochet. Now we are alternating 2 rows. So as I stretch this apart, see how it kind of has those holes? That is by design. Okay. This helps the dirt fall out of your bag. Y'all know when you get a little sand in your bag. So we're doing a row of single crochets, then we're doing a row of skip stitches, which is what is creating those holes. So I just finished a row of singles. I'm going to turn my work. We're going to work back the other direction. And for the first 3 stitches, we're going to do a single crochet, 1 in each stitch. So very easy, single crochet for our first 3 stitches. Now we're going to do what I call the skipped stitch, okay? The skip stitch is very easy. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, into the next stitch, single crochet. And guys, I don't know if it's really called a skip stitch. You'll find with me, I make up all these terms that just help me remember stuff. So I call it the skip stitch. That's probably called something else. That's all right. We're going to skip 1 into the next, single crochet. Chain 1, skip, into the next, single crochet. That's right, JT. Rebel it up. Okay, Friday Eve. You know it. Okay. Today is my second favorite day of the week because you all know what my favorite day is. That's right. Friday. Friday is tomorrow. Very, very excited. We've almost made it, y'all. We're going to skip 1. Now, very important, the last 3 stitches as we're working across, we're going to put 1 single crochet into each stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So as you're working, the edges are going to have 3 stitches. That acts as a stabilizer to really help keep this nice and even. Okay. So now we're going to go back and turn our work and go back the other direction. And we're going to be doing now a single crochet row. Okay. So first 3 stitches, that's right, single crochet, 1 in each. Y'all are becoming very familiar with this little term that I'm doing. Now, here we are back to our chain space that we made. I'm not going to try to even attempt to go in the top of that chain. We don't need to. We're going to go right underneath into that space and make a single crochet. So we're going around the chain with that single. Into the next, we're going to do a single crochet. Now here we are back to that skipped stitch around the chain. We need, you guessed it, single crochet. Back to the first here, single crochet in the top. Here's our chain, single crochet right around that chain into the top of our single crochet, chain, or excuse me, single crochet. Now back to our chain, single, top of our single, right under both the front and back loop, another single, and here is our last chain space. So again, go underneath the chain and go right around it. Okay. Last 3 stitches, single crochet, 1 in each. Okay, so we're just going to keep alternating these stitches as we work along. Christy, that is a great question. I am live this morning both on TikTok and on YT. So to answer your question, do you have the entire tutorial? No, we're making it right now, live and in person. My handle on YT is Wheeler 8 Acres. And you can always go back and watch the live replays. Now, of course, it's not like a clinical tutorial, right? It's me sitting here on the on my chair talking and talking through these stitches for the pattern. And I'm going to be on this morning for like another hour as we work on the base of this bag. So next Tuesday, when I'm back on the live, we will resume wherever I leave off today. Okay, so we're currently making a video that you can go back and rewatch over there on YT. But whenever I'm on TikTok, I'm also on YT as well. Okay, so I just did our skip stitch. So now we're back to our row of single crochets. Friends, if you're just joining on, this is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag, then none other than our most fabulous Lea Pin Llamas. Oh, look at that march. Nani, thank you so much. Maybe it's Noni. I don't know if it's a long O. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you so much for the march. That was beautiful. And anyhow, we're just alternating these two rows. We're going to be doing a total of 43 rows for the base of this bag. Okay. And this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure. How do you avoid it from squeezing in as you crochet? Because that's my issue. That most likely is a tension issue. And one of the things I really recommend is to really study how you make your crochet stitches. And it does just take a lot of practice and it comes kind of with time. However, let me just show you right now. Do you see how this is kind of squeezing in a little bit here? One thing you can do as you're working, and I highly recommend this, I call this finger blocking. So, what I will do is I pull on my stitches. I pull on them all the way down. Don't be bashful. Pull on those little guys, especially with your cotton. And we call this finger blocking. You're just basically putting it into place. You're whipping it into shape. So that's what I like to do. So definitely, pull on your stitches, but a lot of it is just tension and it takes time and practice. I have been crocheting for 41 years. I I am far from an expert crocheter, y'all. Very far from it. I learn new things every day. I learn new stitches. I learn new techniques. I learn better ways to do things. I watch a grip of YT tutorials. I watch a ton of TikToks as I'm just learning. Every day is a learning thing for me. And this is a brand new bag. I learned to make this about a week ago. Our friend Leah was nice enough to give me a little advance sneak peek because she's my girl. So her pattern actually released yesterday. Hey, Allie, good morning. Her pattern actually released yesterday. This bag I'm working on today, friends, is called the Choose Your Own Adventure tote bag. And we're working on the very base of the bag right now. So I'm working on these alternating two different rows. Right now I'm doing a row of single crochets all the way across. Then we're also doing a row of skipped stitches. And so we're just alternating those two all the way across. We started at the very beginning with a chain of 15. So way back here at the beginning, I chained 15 and I worked into the back bump and I did a single crochet into each of those chains. And then I turned again and I did single crochets into the second row as well. Now I'm carrying on and we're alternating between two different rows. Christy, thank you so much for the cake, my friend. Appreciate that. What we're doing is we're alternating because do you see those little holes in my crochet? That is by design. She made it so that the dirt will fall out of your bag. How many times have you gone to the beach and your kid or grandkid puts a bunch of sand in your bag and you're like, oh man, I got to inside out the whole thing? Well, with this bag, you can just give it a little shake and the dirt will hopefully fall right out. So we're alternating the two. These skip stitches, where you kind of see it spreading apart here, we need a total of 20 of these rows. So as I'm working up, this is my stitch marker. That was number 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 4 more of these skip stitches to go, and then we'll be done with the base. So let's stop yakking and carry on. I will show you how to do these stitches. So I just finished an entire row of single crochets. I turned my work into the first 3 stitches. I need a single crochet, 1 in each of the stitches. So there is number 3. Now I'm going to do what I call the skip stitch. I'm going to chain 1. We're going to skip 1. Into the next, we're going to do a single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, into the next, single crochet. Somebody asked if this was a good project for a beginner. I think it is. Miss Leah, what do you think? Do you think this is a good beginner-friendly pattern? I think it is. Chain 1, skip 1, into the next, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, into the next. You guessed it, single. Chain 1, skip 1. Now we're to the very edge of our bag. So remember how we started this row with 3 singles? We're going to repeat that. The last 3 stitches here, we're going to do 1 in each of these. Okay, so that is our skipped stitch row for this base. Now we're going to turn and I'm going to work back the other direction. This entire row is going to be single crochets. So first 3 stitches, I put a single crochet into each one. So there is number 3. Now into this space right here, this is where we did our chain. Rather than try to work in the top of that chain, you're just going to go right into this space. So go underneath, work around that chain, single crochet. Now here is our single crochet. We're going to do another single in the top of that stitch. At the end of this row, we're still going to have 15 single crochets. Here we are to another space, single. By doing the single in the space, it helps to keep that open for our project. Okay, so it's by design, we want to work into that space. Tanya, thank you so much for that. I'm not a crochet teacher by profession. I'm actually in the printing business. I do work full time. I'm a hobby crocheter, but I like to explain stitches the way that my mind works with these stitches. And a lot of people have mentioned that they enjoy how I explain things. So I just keep on doing it. But I'm far from an expert at this crochet stuff. I have been crocheting for 41 years, and I just kind of explain how my brain kind of processes through these stitches. Okay, so those are our 2 rows that we're repeating. So again, I have a few more rows to do. This was number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 3 more groupings that I need to do before we're at the end. Let's pause here real quick. We've had a lot of new people hop on. Let me explain what it is we're working on today. I am starting a brand new tote bag. Okay, friends, this is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote. And this was designed by one of our fabulous friends here, one of our moderators, Lea Pin Llamas. You can see her there in the chat. It is called the Choose Your Own Adventure because it is amazing. You get to choose what stitch you do in the middle of your bag. All of the bases are the same. You can see I did this one with lime green. You don't have to do a solid color here for the base. You could do your variegated down here. You could do black, gray, light gray. You don't have to follow what I'm doing here. You could totally mix up your colors. But the point is, the bottom stays the same. The top handle section stays the same. What you're going to change is here in the middle. This that I'm showing right now is the mesh. So it's like a beach tote. The other stitch that the pattern has is the granny stitch. And she also has designed it with the V stitch. So if you like a V stitch, again, nice open stitch, will work great for the bag. The other thing is she is actively working on more chapters for the tote bag. So you guys remember when you're kids reading the Choose Your Own Adventure tote or the Choose Your Own Adventure books, right? And jump this way and you're on a boat, jump this way, you hop in a hot air balloon, and then you turn to page all those things. That's the concept of this bag. So as she has more creative genius, that's right, I'll say it, she's a genius. She's going to make more middle sections of the bag that we can change with different stitches, and she will be releasing more chapters once she gets those designed. So we have a lot of people that are making this bag. Again, it was just released yesterday. I got to make it ahead of time because I've got the inside track with Miss Leah. I know I'm spoiled a little bit. Um, I know some of y'all are jealous because she was like, "Hey, you want to try this bag?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want to try your bag." So, anyhow, today we're just kind of talking through how to do these stitches. Now, clearly, I'm not going to have enough time on this live. We have another hour that I'm going to be working, but it's not going to be enough to get through the entire bag. So, when we come back on Tuesday for our live on TikTok and on YT, we will be resuming with wherever I left off. However, if you don't want to wait for me, Leah will share the information where you can get it. You can start this as early as today if you wanted. Okay, there's a full written pattern. So definitely check that out if you would like to make this tote. Need to sleep midnight in Australia. Yes, Junior's mom, I am working with 100% cotton this morning. So from the jump, let me recap this for the new folks hopping on. We started with a chain of 15 for the bottom. Okay, chain of 15. Oh, but mom, I already have something else for your Mother's Day present. I guess I could throw in a bag too because I love you so much. Winkety wink. But yeah, I had something else for mom for Mother's Day. Anyhow, chain of 15, guys. Single crochet into that chain. I worked into the back bump, which left me a really nice finished edge. Okay. Then we did another row of single crochet. Now, as I'm working along, we are alternating 2 stitches because I am putting little air pockets in this bag by design. That will help the dirt fall through your bag. If you go to the beach, you get sand in it. Yeah, that's what those are for. Okay. So, 2 row repeat, very easy the rest of the way up. We're going to work a total of 43 of these rows. So, the part that I'm making on this bag is right here at the base. Okay, so we're making this little section of the bag. Then we're going to start working around and building up the side of our bag. You can most certainly do a chain at the beginning of each row, Junior's mom. So a lot of people like to do a turning chain. And what is meant here is chain 1, turn your work, and then you can start with your single crochets back into those stitches. Okay, me personally, when I do my bags, um, I don't do a turning chain for a single crochet. And the reason why is because I don't like the added bulk that you see right here. Now, a lot of people are in the habit of chaining one and turning. And I will be honest, that is what the pattern calls for. But in typical Wheeler fashion, I'm over here rebelling it up. So I omit that turning chain, and this is how the edge of mine looks. So either way works totally fine. I'm going to frog this out. I want to do it consistently. So when I do it, yes, that's right, Miss K. I rebel it up. I just turn. Okay. So I turn my work. I don't chain. And then I work back into this stitch with a single crochet, just like that. Now I work 2 more single crochets. So on the edge, we have 3 single crochets. Now we're going to do a skip stitch. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, and then I'm going to work a single crochet into the next stitch. And I'm working under both the front and back loops. You're going under both bars, single crochet. Now we need to skip again. So we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch. Into the next, we're going to do a single crochet. Chain 1, you guessed it, skip 1, into the next, single crochet. Chain 1, skip, again, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1. Now for the last 3 stitches, we're going to work a single crochet, 1 in each of those stitches. This makes the edge very stable. Okay, so we want to make sure we don't miss those 3. You're not going to be doing any skip stitches at the very edge and at the very beginning. Okay, so the ending and at the beginning is always going to be those 3. Now we're going to turn our work. So again, if you like to chain 1 or do what the pattern calls for, don't be a rebel. Chain 1 here and turn. I'm going to turn. I'm going to rebel it up, and we're not going to chain. We're going to work a row of single crochets all the way across. So we're going to have 15 single crochets total. Into the first stitch, single crochet. Also into the next 2 stitches, single crochet. So we have a total of 3 singles for the very beginning. Now we are into where we did our chain. So you can see right here, see how there's that space? I'm not going to try to work in the top of that stitch. I'm going to work right underneath that chain. So put my hook through that space, pull up a loop, and then make my single crochet. This helps to keep this space open for the bottom of our bag. That is by design. We're going to go into the next. We need a single crochet. Now we're back to our skipped stitch. So around that chain, single, back to a single, right on top of that one, another single, into our chain, right around it, single, and so on. Okay, all the way. Here's another chain, single in that one, another top, single, back to our chain, single, and then of course the last 3 stitches, we need 1 single crochet in each. That is as simple as this repeat is for the base. So you can see it's very easy to commit that to memory, and you can sit here on your couch and do it. So let me count now. We need a total of 20 of these skipped rows. So instead of counting every single row all the way up, that's a lot of counting. I just do a little cheating, and we marked it already. So where I see these skipped stitches right here, I count that as a row. Okay. So this is 10 skipped. We need a total of 20 of these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have one more of these skipped stitch rows to do. And then we're going to be ready to like start doing other stuff. Okay. So here we go. Let's do the skip stitch again. 3 single crochets in the first 3. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip, single crochet, chain 1, skip, single, chain 1, another single, chain 1, skip. Now we're to the last 3. We're going to do 3 singles, 1 in each of the last 3 stitches. Okay, so obviously, guys, you can count all these rows and you're going to find how many you have here. Do remember at the very beginning, before we started doing the skip stitches, I did 2 rows of single. Do y'all remember that? To finish this off, we're now going to do 2 rows of single so that it matches. We want 2 singles on this opposite side. So I've counted 20 of the skipped stitches. Those are the ones with the holes. And now I'm going to do 2 rows of single. Yes, Lea Pin Llamas is super mods. I will mention right here, we have a lot of our regulars that are on. A lot of our mods right now are having to work when I'm on the live. And obviously, they all have lives outside of April's crocheting in the morning, right? So we are looking for some additional mods to join the mod squad that are around that could help answer questions and pin what yarns I'm using and the patterns and all that stuff. If you are interested in joining the Wheeler Mod Squad, please send me a message and let me know if you are interested. Obviously, I come live during the week. A lot of people work during the time that I am live, but a lot of our mods right now, their work schedules are too busy to be here. And so, Miss Leah, how about a round of applause for Leah today? And always, she has been sticking in here strong, helping to answer questions and do all the things. So I really appreciate her help and all of the moderators' help. But guys, if there is anybody here that is interested in joining the Wheeler Mod Squad, just send me a message and let me know if you are interested. My live schedule right now, we're on typically for 2 hours, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. Okay, so that is what we're kind of looking for. If you want to help out, we have like 5 or 6 moderators, but a lot of times their schedules prevent them from being around. So let me know. No pressure. So anyhow, here we are again, finishing up. While I was yakking, I did those last 2 rows of single crochet. Okay. So like magic, da, 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 our base is done. Let me zoom out a little bit here if I can. And let's talk about where we go next. Oh, Tony Ann, I know. I'm not trying to call you out, sweetheart. I know. I know Tony Ann is at work. Gen X is at work. Everybody's at work, so it makes it really hard. And they do try to help out as much as they can. But let's be honest, we all need spoons for yarn. So y'all keep doing your thing because those jobs are important. Okay. I'm not trying to call anybody out. All right. So we finished now the base of the bag. Okay. So this little part right here. As we start working, what we're going to be doing is we're going to work around this base so that we can start working up the sides of our bag. And as we're doing this, what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet all the way around, one in each of the stitches that we did. So you will remember as we did this, we started with 15 on this short edge. We had 15 single crochets. Also, along the edge, we had 43 rows. So we had 43 here, 43 here. As we are doing a single crochet, we're going to work one in each of the rows and one in each of the stitches. So if I add 15 and 15 plus 43 and 43, I come up with 116, if I'm not mistaken, and I need to add one additional stitch. Okay, so we need to end up with 117 stitches as we work this around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to work a row of single crochets all the way around. Into this first stitch, Leah, correct me if I am wrong. I need to put a second one right here in this very first stitch. And then we continue working all of these single crochets around. So we're basically turning this from a rectangle. We're going to kind of make this into an oval. So in that very first stitch, you need an extra one. Okay. So we put two singles right there. Now we're doing the rest of these, which was 15 singles across the edge. And as we get to this very edge over here, Leah, is it one in each of the corners? Remind me. I think it's one in each. Uh, I'm there. I'm there. I got to pause. I can't remember. I said I know this by heart. Two. Okay, so we have one here in the corner. We need another one here in the corner. Now we're going to start working along the side of our bag. Okay, so in the side, you'll remember we repeated 2 rows. All you're going to do is you're going to find where these stitches are for these rows, and you're going to work one in each one. So just kind of poke your hook in there along the side and do one for each of the rows as we work along. So along the sides, we're going to have 43 single crochets. So we're just kind of evening this up and making it look pretty before we start going up the sides of our bag. So see how I had the edges of my rows right here? Now it's going to start looking like this, where it's real. Hang on, let me zoom y'all. So you can see how it starts to look very pretty as we go along. So again, 15 for the short sides, and we need 43 for each of the long sides. Now, obviously, guys, I'm on the live. I'm not going to pause and count this. However, count yours, please, as you're doing it. When you get all the way around, you want to definitely count and make sure you have 117 single crochets around. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Um, let me uh, let me zoom out just a smidge. I'm a little too close there. So yeah, it's definitely important to give that a count. And the reason why it's important is because you will need to have that as you start working the middle part of your bag. Okay. Hannah just said cough stitch markers. I know, girl. I know. I know. I should have put a little stitch marker right here where we started. Here we go. We're gonna make Hannah happy this morning. There's my first stitch. You like that? Yeah, everybody jokes around that I don't like to use stitch mark. I do use stitch markers when I need to. So there's that, right? Okay, so let's see. How am I doing on time? We're at 8:46. I think I have enough time to maybe get around the sides of this bag. So as we start working our next rounds, we're going to be starting to go up the sides of the bag. TikTok just notified you I'm live. All right, Tony Ann, that's helpful, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Johnny on the spot. Okay, so here we are. We've gone around one. Now we're to the corner. Now remember, in the corner, we need two of these singles for our corners. Let me get in there. It's a little tight on that stitch. Okay. So there are our two. Now along the sides right here, remember we had 15 stitches. My mom said I use stitch markers, but I can't find any, right? They're probably like under your chair. Or like Hannah said, I did laundry and I found a whole bunch of stitch markers in the laundry, right? I know that that happens to all of us. Yes, Anna, I am using cotton for this bag. So while I'm working on these single crochets, we've had a lot of new friends pop on. Let me give everybody the rundown of what we are working on this morning. Okay. We are currently working on a brand new tote bag that was released yesterday by none other than our fabulous Lea Pin Llamas. She's right there in the chat. Miss Leah designed this bag. This is called the Choose Your Own Adventure bag. I am using 100% cotton. I'm using a 4-weight cotton and I'm using an H8, a 5 millimeter crochet hook. And hey, sweet Grace, good morning. How are you? Um, it is a fabulous bag. I've made two of these and we're starting with another one. So here I am to the corner again. In the corner, guys, we need 2 single crochets. Anyhow, this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure. And the reason why, let me set this down right here. We're going around our base. We just started with the base. So as we look at our tote, this is the very bottom. This panel right here is what we have made this morning. So let me spread this out a little bit so y'all can see the tote. This is the Choose Your Own Adventure tote. How she has designed this bag is really cool. The base of the bag remains the same. The handles and the top of the bag remain the same. The part that changes is this part in the middle. She has designed it with 3 different stitches. You can do a mesh, you can do a granny stitch, or you can do a V stitch. So as you're making this, all you're doing is this stays the same, and you can essentially have 3 different patterns within this one pattern. You choose. Remember those books, the Choose Your Own Adventures when you were kids, where it was like, if you turn to page 6, you're going to go on a boat or a yacht in the ocean. If you turn to page 4, you're going to go on a hot air balloon. Y'all remember those books? That is the premise of this. And the most amazing thing that is happening is Miss Leah is working on additional adventures for us that you will later on, as she releases more chapters, be able to change out the stitches. So right now she has released the first chapter that has 3 different stitches all in that pattern. And it just came out yesterday. It's a brand new release. So we're making the mesh bag. I started from the very beginning this morning. As we have been crocheting along, I started with a chain of 15. We're working on the base here. I chained 15 and then I alternated between a skip stitch and a single crochet all the way around. Now, or all the way up, we just alternated for a total of 43 rows. Now, if you missed the first part of how I started this, we are live this morning, both on TikTok and over on YT. So if you want, after the live this morning, you can go back over on YT and you can watch the live replay of how we got started and how I talked through those stitches. And we're going to be on for another half hour or so this morning working on the bag. So wherever I leave off today, we're going to resume next Tuesday because I don't obviously have enough time to get through the entire bag in one go for the live. And my voice is already starting to get a little hoarse. But right now, after you finish the base of the bag, we're going to start working up the sides of the bag. And as you're looking on YT, there are a couple different categories. There's one that says videos. There's one that says shorts, and there's one that says live. Okay. You're looking for the live tab, and that's where you will find all of the replays. My handle on YT is Wheeler 8 Acres. So same thing on all my socials, Wheeler 8 Acres. And good morning to all the new friends as well. If you are new to the channel, my name is April, and I am a hobby crocheter. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central. I do work full time. So I don't have a lot of time to make like full tutorials and stuff, but I like coming live and talking to everybody and kind of doing that. So we do a lot of stitch talk on the lives when we come on in the mornings. And then we release out those YT videos so you guys can go back and rewatch them if you need them for reference. So that's kind of how I do it because I don't have time to make a lot of full length tutorials. With that being said, I do have some tutorials on my TikTok and on my YT. So be sure and check those out. I do as very, very much as I can. So good news. We're almost around to the edge here of our blanket again, or blanket bag. Again, we have been doing one single crochet into each of the stitches. Let me pop out this stitch marker, and we're going to join with a slip stitch to this very first stitch that I did. Now, guys, very important as you're doing this, you're going to want to count these single crochets that you just did. The sides had 15, around the edge had the long side had 43. You should end up with 117 single crochets. Now, I am not going to count all of these on the live, okay? I'm going to wing it. I know I'm rebelling it up. Whatever happens, I will work it out in the end if I'm off or anything. So this is the base of our bag. As we look at this, our next step is we're going to start working around and getting this to turn and go up for the sides. Okay. These next rounds that we're doing are very, very easy as well. So you remember on the base how we did that skip stitch where we did a single crochet, then we did a chain. We're going to do the same thing along this edge. So this row right here that you can see, this was the row of single crochets we just finished. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working around, and I'm going to do a single crochet. Then I'm going to skip a stitch, and then we're going to do a single crochet, and we're going to do that all the way around, around and around and around. And we're going to do that for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Okay. As we start our second row, you can see how I worked that single crochet into the chain space, that exact same thing. So we're applying the same concept that we use down here around the edge of our bags. And it gives it a really cool, like woven look as we look at the edges of that. That weaving texture is very easy to accomplish. So that's what we're going to do for a total of 5 rows now. So I'm going to start at the very first stitch here, and I'm going to start with a single crochet. Then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1 into the next single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Now, these stitches are very easy to get lost. So Hannah, coughing, I'm going to put my stitch marker into that very first stitch that I just made right here. Okay, so mark your first stitch out, and we're going to do this all the way around. All we're doing is chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, and we're going to repeat that all the way around the edge of the bag for a total of 5 rows. Okay, so 5 rows of this stitch. After we finish the 5, then we're going to do a row of single crochets as a topper to all of the woven look. Okay. Now, as you're doing this, what you're going to find is this is going to start to curl. That is what we want. Okay. Because we want this to start working up the edge of our bag. So chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, and then keep repeating that. Chain 1, skip, single crochet. I want to get, I don't know if I can do this. We're going to have to race and see. I have 30 minutes left before I have to go to work. I don't know if I can get all of these chains and single crochets done, but I might. Do they stretch out over time? I think, Anna, a lot of yarns do tend to stretch over time. However, I would recommend using cotton for this yarn. That is how the pattern was designed. And so if you use cotton, you're going to have less stretch. If you use mercerized cotton, you'll have probably even less stretch than if you use like the yarn that I'm using today. The yarn I'm using today is unmercerized. So mercerized tends to be a little stiffer. However, I have not found any mercerized cotton that has like fun colors. Once we get to the mesh part of this bag, we're going to be switching and we're going to use this color right here for the mesh. And I don't know if anybody knows of any mercerized variegated yarn, could you let me know? Because I would love to have um, some variegated. Mercerized yarn is how it is manufactured. We worked with mercerized yarn yesterday, and it's basically how it was manufactured. So let me show you here. This yarn right here is almost like a woven yarn. Let me- Do you see the texture of this yarn? How it looks almost like a cord? This is mercerized cotton. Both of these yarns are 100% cotton. Okay, both of them are 100% cotton. This one is mercerized. Yeah, you could maybe put two strands of mercerized together to have it as a different color, but you can kind of see it. This really doesn't have as much stretch. Nana. So it's called mercerized, but it basically looks like cording is almost how it looks. It's just a little texture of cotton. It's not as soft. So the yarn I'm using today, it's more of like a twisted strand, if you can see that. And this is probably what the type of cotton you'll find the most is the unmercerized. With tote bags, I really like the mercerized, though. It really helps to hold the shape. So this bag right here that we were doing yesterday, sorry, Leah, I'm pausing. This bag was made with mercerized cotton. See how it holds the shape and it has like that shine to it? So it's almost like a cording of sorts. Tony Ann, thanks for hanging out and helping this morning. I appreciate you being here, my friend. I know work has been busy, but thank you for everything you do to help out. I really, really appreciate it. And I know Miss Leah does too. So thank you for hanging out. I much love, Miss Tony Ann. Much love. Nikki, good morning. Welcome in. How are you, friend? So, again, all I'm doing, guys, is a single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. Now we're here to the corner again. And remember, as we're doing this, we're going to skip one into the next single crochet. You're going to start to see these corners turn up. And that is really what we want to have happen. So we're basically, see how this is turning on this bag and leaves your bottom kind of flat. It's kind of hard to see on the live, but that is what we're working to accomplish. Okay. So all we're doing is chaining one and skipping one. Hey, Vicky. Good morning. Rashida. Good morning. Thank you for the flowers. Those are beautiful. Everybody's ready for spring around here. I know I am. So Nikki, thank you for the populars. Shemaya, thank you for sharing the live. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Thursday. And I hope maybe we've inspired y'all to make Miss Leah's bag. This is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote Bag. Yeah. Y'all are singing over there. Anyhow, this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote Bag. It's made by none other than our fabulous Lea Pin Llamas. Hello, Rashida from Kashistan. I don't know if I said that right. I probably messed it up. I apologize. Uh, this girl over here has a hard time with her words. But anyhow, let Leah know if you need access to the pattern. It is a fabulous pattern. It is FREE. And we have started this from the very beginning. We started with a chain of 15 and we alternated stitches back and forth as we worked on the base of the bag. So this is what the base is looking like. Nikki, thank you so much for the snow pal. I appreciate that. What a cutie. What a cutie. All of you, some of y'all are still getting snow. We had snow earlier this week, if you can believe it, down here in Alabama. Thank you so much for the roses. Look at you, Miss Nikki. I appreciate you being here, friend. Okay, so here we are. We're coming back around to our very first stitch. So again, I'm going to chain one, skip one. Now I've noticed here, guys, I have two stitches here versus our first stitch. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to skip both of those and work into that next. That's right. I'm going to rebel it up. Kathy, thank you so much for the heart me becoming the 157th member of the fan club. I'm going to join with a slip stitch here to the very first stitch. Okay. Now I'm going to do a single crochet right back into that one I just came out of. Okay. That is my very first stitch. Marla said it's snowing right now in Massachusetts. Goodness, me oh my oh. Nikki, 101 roses. Thank you so much. That's a lot. That's a lot of roses this morning. Okay, now as we're looking at this, this was the stitch that I skipped right here. So again, instead of working into that chain, we're going to work right under that chain with our single crochet. Then I'm going to chain one. I'm going to skip over into the next chain right here. Chain one, skip over to the next chain, and we're just going to alternate, and we're going to do a single crochet in the chain, and we're going to skip over those single crochets. So what we're doing is we're staggering these stitches along right here. Okay, so we're staggering those and placing them in between. Santa Nikki in the house. Nikki, thank you so much for the bouquet. Wow, Nikki's on fire over there this morning. Mm, let's see. You're speaking English? I know we have a lot of people from other countries that join on the live. So I do my very best, but I only speak English. So if you type a lot of times we can translate it if you have a question. That can sometimes help. It's hard for me to translate as I'm watching, but we have some mods that will help with that. Thank you for the love you, Nikki. I appreciate that. Chain one, again, skip over the single crochet into that chain space, place our next single crochet, chain, skip over the stitch into the chain. We're just alternating these back and forth. So very, very easy stitch to do. We need a total of 5 of these rounds as we work along. Okay, so we're going to keep going. I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish this before I have to hop off the live, but I'm going to do my very best. So we're on row 2. We need a total of 5 of these rows. We're going to try to blaze through this right here. So we're starting to work on the edges of the bag. This way, when we come back on Tuesday, we'll be able to start the mesh part of the tote. If you are just joining, this pattern I'm working on this morning is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote Bag. Okay, and this is a FREE pattern. It just released yesterday by our friend Lea Pin Llamas. Nikki's going to make the bag. Yeah, it's a really fun bag to make. This is my third one, and I'm enjoying it immensely. So I really love this bag. And right now, as you start working on these edges, you can go a lot faster because we're basically doing a single crochet and then we're chaining one and we're skipping over a stitch and then we're working into that chain space of the row below with our single crochet. And you'll start to see this just get taller and taller and taller. Shemaya, I don't know how long it took me to make the bag. I didn't really time it. I missed my chain there. Hang on, rewind. Definitely within a day, you can make a bag for sure. Shelly, I have only done the mesh adventure so far. I have not tried the granny stitch or the V stitch, but I really love the V stitch, how it looks. And in the pattern, Leah has pictures of all 3 ways. So you could definitely choose which one, but I really love the V stitch. Okay, Nikki, no problem. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. It's a really each bag kind of has a unique look to it depending on which stitch you choose, and she's working on additional stitches as well for us that will be released later, where we'll be able to have even more adventures yet to come. So it's very, very cool. Now guys, as I reach the end over here where we started, I'm going to do a little cheat here that the pattern doesn't call for. Okay, so this is where our very first stitch was right here. And you can join to that stitch right there. What I like to do is I just like to keep going around and around and around. So what my little cheat here is, I finished my single crochet. I'm going to chain one. I'm going to skip over that stitch instead of joining right there. And I'm going to work into that chain space with my next single crochet. Okay, so I just kind of bridge over that and I'm just going to keep going around and around. If you are an amigurumi maker, this will make sense to you how I am doing this, where I just keep going. Obviously, if you want to join there and then resume on your round, you most certainly could. But for me, I just kind of do a little cheat and I go around because we're going to do a total of 5 rows of this. And so I don't feel like I need to slip stitch as I'm finishing those next rounds. But you most certainly could join with your slip stitch. I just keep going until I get all 5 rows done. Okay. So again, all I'm doing is I'm doing a single crochet in the chain space of the row below. You can see how that mesh or the woven look is starting to stack up right here of these stitches. You can also see how the bag is starting to turn. Okay. So you can see how it's starting to turn and work its way up, and it's becoming like a little basket almost. That's the bottom of your bag. Nancy, I do not mark my rows as I go around. Again, if you are a new crocheter, you might want to mark your rows. Okay. I've been doing this for quite a while. So I just will count my rows. So the way I count, see these stitches right here? This is row 1, 2, and 3. So I'm on the third row. I need a total of 5 of these. If you get confused easily, if you're brand new to crochet, I recommend you could certainly mark these, but that is how I count those rows. So again, I'm chaining one, skip one into the next, single crochet, chain one, hop over this stitch into the chain space, single crochet. And we're just alternating that all the way around. So we started this bag in the very beginning this morning on the live. I have been on now for an hour and a half, and I have been doing stitch talk through the this morning as we've been doing these stitches. Um, Obviously, I'm not going to have enough time today to get through the entire bag, but rest assured, next week when we are on the live, we'll be back Tuesday. I am going to pick up where we left off. Now, here's the thing, guys. I am live this morning both on TikTok and on YT. Okay. So if you need help with how to do the pattern in a video format, you can always go back and rewatch the live replay over on YT. Look for there's 3 different tabs. There's one that says shorts, there's one that says videos, and you're looking for the one that says live. Okay. And we started right here at the very beginning with our chain of 15, and now we're working around. So you can rewatch that later today or this weekend if you need a little help getting started. Leah will explain what YT is. My handle for YT is Wheeler 8 Acre. So whenever we're live on TikTok, we are live on both, and then you can go back and rewatch. Okay. Again, it's not an official like tutorial or whatever. It's me sitting here yakking as we're going through these stitches, but you can fast forward and rewind and all those things. Okay. So, thank you all so much for all of your support of Miss Leah and her pattern. I'm very excited to be making this. This is my third bag to make. Again, if you are just joining on, this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote Bag. So, let me do a few more stitches here and then we'll talk through what the bag is like, basically what it consists of. So let's pause here. Right now we're working on the base. So for this new bag, we're doing this purple. You can see how my little base is starting to form and look like a bag. It's starting to go up on the edges. It just kind of naturally does that. For the mesh of this new bag, so next Tuesday, we're going to be working with this yarn for the mesh. Okay, so we're going to have variegated just like this bag here. So if I spread this bag out, this again is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote. And it was written by our fabulous moderator here, Miss Lea Pin Llamas. And she has done an amazing job with this pattern. So The reason it's called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote is the base of the bag stays the same. The top and the handles stay the same. What changes on this bag is the middle part right here. So she has written it with 3 different options to be able to construct this bag. The one I'm showing right here is called the mesh part. Okay, so I've done the mesh. That is what we're going to be doing on Tuesday is the mesh. The other options that she's also written is how to do a V stitch. So if you want to do a V stitch for the middle, you can do that. Or you can do the granny stitch. Okay. So you have 3 different options. You can make 3 different bags. Now, obviously, I have done the variegated for the meshy part of the bag. You don't have to do that. Okay. You might want to do variegated for the bottom. You might want to do a solid in the middle. You might not want to do any variegated. This bag also looks amazing in just one solid color. So if you just want a pink bag and you want to do all pink yarn, go for it. It's going to look awesome. Okay. Some people are like, I don't like a lot of color. I want a black bag. That's me. I like black. I would do a whole bag of just black and it would be very elegant and nice. Fun for the beach, all the things, right? So very, very let your imagination run wild. Some people like to put the variegated at the bottom and then have the solid in the middle. So use your imagination. Now, the thing with this bag, guys, you're definitely going to want to use 100% cotton. That is what she recommends. I am using 100% cotton today. I'm using a 4 weight and I am using an H8 hook, a 5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay. So make sure you're using cotton. The reason that we use cotton for tote bags is it makes it so that it doesn't stretch as much. Okay. So if you use acrylic, acrylic can tend to be very stretchy as you are working on it. Nancy, I did not finish my bag with the leather bottom. It's right here. It's a work in progress. I got some of the pink done. I have more pink to do. So this is the one with the leather bottom, but I have more pink to do of that bag. So I'll probably work on it some this weekend. So more to come on that. I'll probably make a video once I get that all finished. But yeah, that's a really fun bag. We worked on that yesterday. So if you want to see me working on that gray and pink bag, if you go to the YT, the video from yesterday is there. You can rewatch that. Kathy says, now I've got to go yarn shopping. Oh, darn. Oh, darn. I hate that. That's the worst thing, Kathy, right? Wink, wink. So anyhow, 100% cotton, H8, a 5 millimeter crochet hook with this. Now, Leah has full written instructions on this, and she will share where you can find this pattern. If you don't want to wait for next week for me to show you, the pattern is very well written and easy to follow. So feel free to get that, and you could get started on a bag like this as easy and as early as today. So it just came out yesterday, hot off the press, so to speak. But this is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote. Choose Your Own Adventure Tote. Right now, I'm working on the edges of the blank or of the bag. Okay, so we started this morning with the entire base. Now I'm working on the sides. Okay, so see how it's kind of going up now and it's forming itself into the little bag. Isn't that slick? I didn't even have to do anything. All I did was crochet. So what we're doing right now is we are making kind of this woven look stitch. And it looks complicated, but it's really not. We need to do 5 rows of this stitch. So the way that I count these is I look for my stitches right here. So this is the first row. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1 more row of this to do after I finish this row. The way that we're doing this along the sides is I am skipping over the single crochet, and then where we did the chain, I'm putting the single crochet into that chain space. Then we're chaining 1, skip the stitch into the chain space, again, single crochet. Chain 1, skip the stitch into the chain space, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 into the chain space, single crochet. My mom mentioned earlier, Allie, have a great day. You're off to breakfast. I'm ready for breakfast. My stomach has been growling all morning. I'll tell you, it's time for my protein bar and my apple and my yogurt. That's what's for breakfast today. We're being good this morning. Um, my mom was mentioning earlier, if you need a Mother's Day gift, you could, if your daughter is a mom, you could make one for her. If you're a daughter and you have a mom or grandma, this would be a great little project that you could whip up and get ready before Mother's Day. So, the timing of this pattern, I have to say, Miss Leah, is impeccable. It really is perfect timing. So, if you're looking for an easy project to maybe give as a gift for Mother's Day, I highly recommend this pattern. It's definitely one that I really am enjoying. So again, we're just going around and around right now. Chain one, skip the stitch, into the next, single crochet, chain one, skip, into the chain, single crochet, chain one, skip the stitch, and into the chain, single crochet. That's all I'm doing all the way around. Leah said, "My mom may not be getting all three." Yeah, all three is good, right? I think my mom was hinting this morning that she would like one of these for Mother's Day. I do have something else for my mom already planned out. I have something being custom made for Mama Wheeler. I can't tell you because she is probably here lurking. So I have a really good surprise for my mom. One of my good friends is making it. It's a little custom thing for her condo down in Florida. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for my Mother's Day present this year. I got to pick out the colors and yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. So eventually I'll be able to share with you what I got for mom. But right now it is in production, we shall say, in production. So again, I'm just working all the way around. I'm currently on one, two, three, four. We need a total of uh, five of these. Shh, I'm not here. Wink, wink. See, I told you she's always lurking. I love my mom. I love my mom so much. You guys know I'm just playing. I love the fact that she's here with us in the morning, hanging out and having chat and coffee and all the good stuff. It means a lot to me that she's here. So I literally am just kind of teasing her. But yeah, I'm very excited for your Mother's Day thing this year, Mom. It's pretty cool. So we've rounded the corner now. Let me count. I think we are officially on row 5 now. One, two, three, four, five. So we're on the fifth row. We're almost done. The very last row, we're going to have a total of 6 for this solid base. We're going to cap it off, so to speak, with a row of single crochets all the way around. And then this is going to be a perfect stopping place because on Tuesday, when we come back, we'll be back at 7:30 Central on Tuesday. I'll be sure and make an event for y'all so you can sign up for it if you want. We'll have an event on TikTok and over on YT. And we'll be back working and we'll start with the mesh of the bag. So, right now, we are literally right here on this row of this bag. Okay. So, you can see this last row right here is a row of single crochets all the way around. So as I'm working on this, let's just talk one more time here about the bag. I have to be at work in 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish that row of single crochets, but we're going to make a gallant effort here anyway. So this bag that I'm working on today, guys, is a brand new pattern. And it is by none other than our fabulous Lea Pin Llamas. Miss Leah designed this bag. It was released yesterday. I am using 100% cotton and it is a 4-weight cotton. I'm currently using an H8, a 5 millimeter crochet hook. I highly recommend cotton for this project because it doesn't have as much stretch as per se acrylic. Okay, so you definitely want to choose a cotton yarn for this, and it works better with a 4-weight yarn. Okay, I have been working with a 3-weight yarn on the side and it turned out to be a much smaller bag when I did a 3-weight with a G6 crochet hook. So I can kind of show you this. Now, guys, I am improvising with the stitch here. So for those of you that are here watching, you can kind of get a little sneak peek. This bag is the same bottom and I'm to the top now. This is with a G6 and a 3-weight cotton. Okay, this is obviously a very different stitch because I like to put little bugs in my friend Leah's ear. But this is kind of like a mini bag. So it's kind of fun. I think it would be fun to like put a library book in there, put a tablet, a little tiny bag to kind of take with you. Okay? So if you want the full size like Leah has designed it, make sure you're getting a 4-weight cotton. Okay? That's very important. Otherwise, you're going to end up with too small of a bag. But I kind of like experimenting and rebelling it up a little bit, as you all know. So definitely 100% cotton for this bag. Leah will pin where you can get this pattern. It is FREE, and we have a ton of friends who are working on this bag probably as we speak. So we're definitely going to do, um, we're going to start seeing a lot of this bag start popping up on videos and whatnot as friends are making it. I have posted 2 videos of my bags that I have finished on my TikTok and over on YT. So if you want to see the full finished bag, be sure and check out those videos. I think they turned out amazing. And of course, once I get this bag fully finished, we'll not only have the video tutorial, but we'll also have a finished video for it as well. But I'm absolutely loving it. This pattern is very beginner friendly. I think it's easy to do. It works up quickly. It's something you can make in a day, typically, especially if you're like an intermediate crocheter. You can really whip this up pretty quick. This morning, we started the bag from scratch on the live. Okay. And you can see we finished the whole base. We're almost done with the entire base. So I just need to count these stitches. I think this is where I began. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm finishing up right now. We're coming up to the very tippy top where I started. So I'm going to be joining with a slip stitch here to the very beginning where I ended the bag. Okay. So this is where we began. And I'm going to join with a slip stitch now because I finished the 5 rows of that woven look stitch. Okay, so for the 6th row, as we put a cap on this, we're going to do a row of single crochets all the way around. But can you see how that base is curving up and forming our little, I like to call it a little banana boat. It makes me want a banana split. I don't know if anybody else sees that, but I really would love some banana and ice cream right now because to me, it's like a little banana boat. So join with a slip stitch after you finish your 5th round of that woven look stitch. Now I'm going to start with a single crochet row all the way around. So this is my first stitch right here. I'm definitely going to mark with a stitch marker. That way I know when I reach the very end. So I'm going to put a single crochet into each of these stitches. So in the space, single crochet, in the top of the stitch, single crochet, into the chain space, single, and now into the top, we want a single. Again, into the chain. I'm not trying to work into that stitch itself, but into the chain. Okay, just work around that chain, and we're just doing that single crochet all the way around, if you can see that. Okay, so yeah, I know I made everybody hungry, right? So, yeah, banana split sounds good. Number 1, I don't have any bananas to split. Number 2, I don't have any ice cream. I don't have any toppings. Well, I do have some chocolate, but for me, a banana split, I definitely need like some strawberry on my banana split, right? I think my mom used to put butterscotch on it too. Oh, wait, maybe there was pineapple, little pineapple topping and some strawberry and chocolate. Oh, oh, and look what Leah just posted. There may be an ice cream stitch coming for the Choose Your Own Adventure. Well, imagine that, Miss Leah. Who would have thunk it? It's almost like I may have known that or something. I think an ice cream stitch would be fabulous with this bag. Thank you very much. You must be like a mind reader or something. I said all that very jokingly. Wink, wink. Tina says, I do just chocolate. Well, I'm good with just chocolate too, Miss Tina. Miss Tina. I really can get down with some chocolate ice cream. Ooh, and some caramel. I love caramel. Free vanilla cone at DQ today. Oh my gosh, Miss Amy, that would mean I'd have to leave the house. Uh, I don't know if we're gonna do that, but I am a fan of the Sonic too. I'm a fan of the Sonic. The other day, I got one of those whatever Sonic ice cream things that they had. It was like the caramely, chocolatey thing, and I put it in the freezer. I'll tell you what, I had that thing. It lasted a total of 4 days around this house, if you can believe that. I can't believe I had that much self control to make it last for 4 days. But I do love their dirty sodas that they have too over there at the Sonic. I don't know. I've tried to make them myself, but they're just not the same. I think it's the ice. There's something about the Sonic ice that makes all those dirty drinks just chef's kiss. I do like I the other day I did a dirty Dr. Pepper. I did Dr. Pepper, cherry, sweet cream, and a little vanilla. That was my dirty Dr. Pepper that I had. Oh my gosh, so good. And those tater tots. Oh, I don't care for a lot of the food, but the drinks and the tater tots, uh-huh. Boy, I might be having to order some Sonic today. Goodness me, oh my. All this talk of ice cream and tater tots. You think I was hungry before I was working on this round? Goodness, I am very hungry now. I love Diet Cherry Limeade at Sonic and have an order of their entire tots, either tots or onion rings. Yeah, right? Yeah, their onion rings are good too, Paloma. I can get down with some onion rings. Little ranch action. Our friend Leah, she likes French dressing to dip her stuff in, and I've tried that. I like a little French dressing every now and then too, but I do like my ranch, so I can't really like change it up all the time. All right, am I almost done with this? Almost done. I think we have time. 9:28. All right, well we're gonna finish this round here because I can't go to work before this is finished. I don't have to be at work uh until 10. So I have still 30 minutes. So we're going to run a little late today as I finish these single crochets. I don't know. We're really trying. But guys, I just wanted to say thank you all everyone for all of the love and support this week. It has been an amazing week on the lives again. I really appreciate all of our friends, both on TikTok and everybody who watches on their TVs at home over there on YT. Thank you so much for hanging out and doing all the things, all of the taps, gifts, likes, all that stuff. Just even just showing up and saying hello and hanging out. We have a lot of friends that watch quietly in the background too. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the reason I keep doing all of this, and so I really appreciate each and every one of you. I have really enjoyed. This week hanging out with Leah's pattern today, especially. She does amazing work, and I can't say enough good things about this pattern. So I hope you all do get a chance to go out and check out the pattern. Again, it is called the Choose Your Own Adventure Tote. I'm incredibly proud of her and the amazing work that she does with patterns. Um, you guys know I don't write patterns. I tend to wing it a lot. The discipline that it takes and the time and effort it takes to make a pattern is really commendable. She has put a ton of hours and work into this project. And so I really hope from the bottom of my heart, and I'll speak for Leah from the bottom of her heart, I hope you guys all really enjoy this pattern. And I feel very honored that she let me come on the live and talk about the pattern as well. It's truly such an honor to be a part of this process, Miss Leah. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate the work that you do all the time, and this pattern in particular. So, warm fuzzies all around. Again, thank you all so much for all of the love and inspiration that you give me all the time. and encourage me to keep coming live. On that note, I am finishing my very last stitch. You can join here with a slip stitch, or you can do an invisible join here as well. I probably will come back and do an invisible join on this bag, just to make it a little nicer. So I'm just going to put in a little stitch marker here to hold my work. But this morning we have managed to finish the entire base of the bag, and it is oh so fabulous. So again, thank you all so much. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. Thank you for all the gifts, likes, shares. Very warm welcome to all of our new followers as well. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. I will see you back on Tuesday. Enjoy the bag. Enjoy your weekend. Love you all so much. Bye for now. Thank you for the hand hearts, Nikki. Bye for now.